When you live on a farm that has 10 acres of land like we do, there was always work to be done. This past weekend, I learned what it takes to be a hunter. Now, I myself am not a hunter, but my wonderful boyfriend is, and I helped him do a little prep work. Now, hunting season doesn't begin until sometime in August, but there is a lot of work that you need to do ahead of time to get the deer comfortable with coming onto your property. Unfortunately, I think a lot of people have the wrong idea when it comes to hunters and hunting. I think a lot of people think hunters are just bad and evil in general. And that is just simply not the case, you guys. It's just not. There's a lot of work that goes into it. So what we're doing here is we are spreading out some corn, and we've tilled the ground and made little rows. As you can see what I'm doing, I am covering up the corn and some seeds that we have laid down to grow some more deer food. I'm just covering those up with some dirt so that, birds and squirrels don't see it and eat it before it even has a chance to grow. There is a whole science to this deer hunting thing, y'all. I had no idea. I mean, this was hard work. My arms were definitely getting a nice little workout, and I was definitely getting my sweat on, and of course I didn't think to bring out some water with me, so that sucked. But it was a beautiful day outside. Wasn't too hot. I'd say maybe it was in the 60s and the 70s maybe, but there was a nice breeze that felt really nice when we were sweating our asses off, to be honest. And all this work probably took us, maybe an hour and a half to do. If I hadn't been there to help my wonderful partner out, it probably would have taken him even longer. So I didn't mind helping him out to get the job done even faster. I think a lot of people view hunters as these evil, malicious people, and that's really not the case. The main reason my boyfriend wants to hunt is to ultimately provide food for us, and I'm really proud of him for wanting to do that. Thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago, this is what people did. They had to hunt for their food. And I believe that there was a sense of respect when it came to hunting for their food. It wasn't to, be evil and hunt for fun or, just because they could. The hunters wanted to provide for their family because that's how they were going to eat. They didn't have Walmart. They didn't have Food Lion. They couldn't just DoorDash their food to their cave, I mean, think about this. Where do you think Chick-fil-A gets their chicken from? Just think about that for a second. Where do you think, that juicy cheeseburger that you love from your favorite restaurant comes from? Where do you think that venison that you just love to cook at home comes from? Now, unfortunately, animals that come from mass-produced factories are kept in the worst conditions ever. And I think they have bad days all days up until it's their time to go. That is awful. The difference is with the deer on our property, they get to roam freely for, half the year. They eat some corn, they relaxed, and then they just have one really bad day compared to the other animals that are in these mass-produced overcapacity factories. So in comparison, the deer on our property don't really have it all that bad. Another thing about hunting is you are sitting and waiting and sitting and waiting and sitting and waiting all night. And there's some nights where you may not get one damn thing. I mean, just to give you a little glimpse into what hunting looks like, it's a lot of sitting and waiting and sitting and waiting and sitting and waiting. And some nights, you may not catch one damn thing. You can do everything you can think of, even trying to mask your human scent so that the deer don't pick up on that. But these deer are really fucking smart. And if they sense that there's something out there that they're not sure about, they are not going to show up and eat that corn. So there is a skill and a science to hunting, and you can do all the right things and still not catch yourself one damn deer. I guess it's kind of similar to fishing. You know, you gotta sit around and wait for the fish to bite. Well, hunting is kind of similar. You gotta sit around and wait for the deer to show up. And depending on the position of the deer, the size of the deer, you may not even want to take that shot because you don't want the deer to suffer. So there's a lot that goes into that hunting. And of course, when you do catch a deer, you don't want the deer to go to waste, so you want to make sure that you use up every bit of the deer that you can so that it doesn't go to waste. Alright, enough about that. Let's get back to the video. As you can see, me and Chris are almost done here. He has been patting down the dirt that I laid over the seeds just to make sure that everything is nice and packed in, and hopefully we will be seeing some greenery sprouting up from the seeds we planted. Teamwork makes the dream work. What's gonna work?